On Sunday, 13th of October, there was a special event called Fireside Chat with Ichigo and Uryu, and during this event, episodes 27, 28, and the unreleased episode 29 was showed to attendees. So for the first hour of the event, they had screened the 3 episodes of Core 3, then it was followed by 50 minutes of Q&A with the voice actors of Ichigo and Uryu. So thanks to people like Weebs Guild who had attended the event, we know brand new information about Thousand Year Blood War episode 29, and this episode sounds absolutely mind-blowing from all of the leaks that are coming out from the screening event. We got really tired of the same old boring anime shirts, so we decided to launch Getsuga.com with the aim of creating designs inspired by our favorite anime and manga. We came up with designs that look cool and represent all of our favorite stories. Check out the latest Instinct collection, which features some amazing designs like this Frosted Heavens design inspired by Toshiro Hitsugaya, or this Instinct design inspired by Hollow Ichigo, and my personal favorite, which is the Heart design, which was inspired by Ukiura Shifa. Do not miss out, go to Getsuga.com and wear your favorite stories. So here are some images of how the event had looked like. So there were multiple posters that were given to people who were in attendance. Before I go into the specifics of what happens in episode 29, let's look at the official synopsis from the Bleach Anime website. So each week, the Bleach Anime website reveals new details about the upcoming episode, including 5 preview images and a synopsis of what's going to happen in the episode. So this week's story synopsis says, to save the Soul King, Ichigo pulls out the sword that was impaled in him. However, as if guided by the Quincy blood flowing through his body, he ends up cutting down the Soul King with that very sword. With the loss of the Soul King, the 3 worlds are thrown into chaos. Although Urohara and his companions recognize the gravity of the situation, they have no immediate means to respond. But a strange phenomenon begins to occur as Ukitake decides to take action, saying that he will take the place of the Soul King. At the same time, Shunsui heads to the underground Great Central Prison in an effort to do something about this situation. So the preview images, we can see the first one here is Ukitake, and we can see the black Reiatsu of Mimihagi behind him. The next image is this purple hue of Shunsui, and you can tell he's in the underground Central Prison in Muken, speaking with Aizen here. Then you've got this shocked expression of Rukia, presumably after Ukitake says that he's going to take the place of the Soul King. And then Ichigo here, as you see that blute pattern across the side of his body. And the last preview image is the shocked expressions of Ganju, Yoruichi, Chad, and Orihime, who react to Ichigo just having killed the Soul King. So episode 29 apparently has Unohana making an appearance, and the episode also has 10 minutes of brand new flashback content that isn't within the manga, which involves Ukitake's character, and then additionally Shunsui unseals Aizen. There's about 3.5 minutes of screen time involving Shunsui and Aizen. So there's a great soundtrack that apparently plays when Aizen defeats this guard. Again, there's more emphasis on Unohana returning and also Yamamoto making an appearance in episode 29 in one of the flashback scenes. So let's dive into more details about episode 29 before I reveal the title of episode 30. So Weebs Guild dropped a detailed video going over his experience at the early screening for episode 29, so definitely do go check out that video. But to summarize everything that he has said, episode 29 is heavily focused upon Ukitake's backstory, and again, like I've mentioned, there's multiple scenes involving Aizen, and this episode serves to tell us a lot of untold history about the Bleach characters that fills in gaps from the manga as we explore relationships as well as character development, especially for Ukitake and all of the characters that are linked to him. So the episode begins with a deep dive into the past of Ukitake as we focus on his childhood and the situation around his illness, as his parents had taken him to the shrine of Mimihagi, pleading to Mimihagi, and there's quite an intense scene as there's a lot of chanting and praying as they plead with the deity Mimihagi to take away their son's illness. Then the black shadow of Mimihagi appears and surrounds Ukitake, as Ukitake is then teleported to a realm of stillness where he meets the humanoid form of Mimihagi. So not only are we getting a backstory of the illness of Ukitake here that's expanding on what we've seen within the manga, but we also get this new information about Mimihagi as we see the bond forming between Ukitake and the right hand of the Soul King. We then shift to another flashback of Ukitake's days in the Shinigami Academy when he had first met Shunsui. Now we see familiar characters here, including a younger Yamamoto and a younger Unohana and even a young Sasakibe. The friendship between Ukitake and Shunsui is built upon via via a shared experience and a mutual respect for each other's spirit and the potential that they have. In another flashback scene, Ukitake actually reveals the shrine of Mimihagi to Shunsui, so this shows the depth of understanding between Ukitake and Shunsui and how deep their friendship had actually gone, and how Shunsui was understanding of the struggles that Ukitake had gone through. And once again, there's another flashback involving Ukitake as he was made to feel pressure from the Central 46 to pick a new lieutenant following the death of Kaien. This apparently was a turning point for his character as he had refused to accept a replacement for Kaien. Eventually he had given in by selecting Rukia, and this was during the gap between the Arrancar arc and the Fullbring arc. So we then get another flashback, and this is following the death of Yamamoto. So Ukitake, Unohana and Shunsui reflect on the legacy of the late head captain. This is quite an emotional moment. Unohana and Ukitake are at a loss for words as they silently acknowledge all of the responsibilities that are now falling upon them with the death of head captain Yamamoto. The farewell between these characters is bittersweet because it hints at them knowing Unohana's fate, as this is right before she goes and trains Kinpachi. It's absolutely incredible that so many different scenes are being showcased and we're getting to see these amazing moments of these characters which weren't in the manga. I'm really excited and so looking forward to seeing all of these flashbacks in action. So after over 10 minutes of flashback sequences, we cut to the present time when Ukitake takes on the burden of replacing the Soul King. So despite his health deteriorating, he stands as Mimihagi takes over, and the black aura surrounds him as Mimihagi shoots out of his body and reaches for the royal palace. And this is incredible. Rukia actually pleads with Ukitake to reconsider, but he trusts the future of the 13th division with her. So the episode also shows us different attempts of Ichigo, Orihime and the others trying to protect the Soul King. Orihime's healing powers don't work on the Soul King, and just as the group is about to lose hope, Mimihagi intervenes. And Yobak of course expresses frustration that he wasn't able to foresee Mimihagi, and this is the first hint at a limitation of the Almighty. And I do hope that the anime does expand upon this. The final moments of episode 29 actually see us go into the depths of Muken, where Shunsui is meeting with Aizen, and the dialogue between them is very tense. And of course Aizen's bindings are partially removed, and just with the removal of a few bindings, he's able to effortlessly defeat this prison guard. So the episode wraps up here with Aizen in Muken, as episode 30 is revealed to be titled The Betrayer, and it's going to be heavily focused around Uryu and Ichigo. And other details about the episode include Kinpachi still not being revealed to be showing up in the lab. And yeah, in summary, this is a dialogue heavy episode. There's lots of flashbacks. The first half of the episode is all scenes involving Ukitake, lots of backstory. There's apparently a flashback fight between Ukitake and Shunsui when they first meet, scenes of a young Sasakibe, Unohana and Yamamoto as they all appear in the flashbacks. Ukitake's siblings also appear. The second half of the episode, we get Orihime attempting to heal the Soul King, then Mimihagi coming to save the day, and then the rest of the episode is all Sosuke Aizen, and the episode ending with Shunsui proposing to Aizen, doesn't he want to breathe that fresh air again? But yeah, these are the leaks that have just freshly come out for episode 29. I want to once again thank Weebs Guild, who was able to attend the event and to reveal all of this information about the latest episode of Bleach. But yeah, we've reached the point of the video where I want to hand over the discussion to all of you. This was just a quick update on the brand new leaks for the latest episode of Bleach. Let me know if you're really excited to see all of these Ukitake flashback sequences, and I cannot wait to read all of your thoughts about all of these amazing additions that we're going to be getting in the latest episode of Bleach. A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.